Okay, hello the stream. We're doing another little tutorial today. This is another aspect of work that I am trying to pass off onto another unsuspecting victim. No, I just actually here. Let's go back to the other setup. Yeah, I think that's nice. Um, so this is a job, another job that I'm looking to outsource. I am still going to be doing this for Sterling and Stone for a little bit, but I am trying to. We are going to have a book formatter and compiler very soon, who is not going to be me, which I am greatly looking forward to. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna learn how I compile my books. So first off, this the most important thing on compiling, right? If I am handed a book to compile, it has to be complete and ready to go. It has to be ready for me to compile it, right? Um, so that means that all of the files need to be organized correctly. The files, folders, the back matter all needs to be there. The front matter all needs to be there. So what happens if I get a book and I open it up and I find out it's incomplete? Is I send it back. I say I don't have my back matter. I don't have my front matter. I'm missing something. Okay. So in this case the book is complete, but let's look at a few of the ways that it's organized. So we're doing print formatting for The Alchemist's Touch, the first book in the Academy journals, and all that book is contained in this folder here in Scrivener. So you can see there's two folders: one, The Alchemist's Touch; two, The Mind Mage's Wrath. That's the second book, but everything we need for The Alchemist's Touch is contained here in this what do you call it, in this folder called The Alchemist's Touch. The very first thing in the book is a CTA to go sign up for the email list. Now, um, this that doesn't always that's not always the case, and in fact, uh, for print books, I don't have that CTA. That CTA is specifically for ebooks. Now I'll demonstrate how. Um, uh, anyway, I'll show you how we make sure that it doesn't go into the print edition later. But then we have our chapters, and most of the chapters are just text files. So it's a text file, and that's the entirety of the chapter, right? Um, then there are chapter 14 is a folder, and in that folder there are two text files, and those are different scenes. And when they export, when the scene is produced as a book, it will be it will uh, there will be a divider. There will be a dividing symbol between the two scenes, and then that makes up the chapter. And then we go, chapter 15 goes back to a text file. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 is another folder with multiple text files in it. 22, 24, and 27 are all chapters with two scenes, and then the rest are all text files. And then we get into our back matter. So we have our back matter here, and this is, you'll notice, ebook back matter. So the first one is a CTA to go and buy the second book, because that's always, if you have that option, you always want them to go and do that. Um, then I have a CTA to go check out Nightblade. If they don't already know what Nightblade is, they can go and get it. Signed books. If that's a CTA for ebook people, because sometimes ebook people prefer print books, and so they discover the book and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then if you have a CTA in the back saying, hey, you can go get print copies, and also they'll be signed by me, that's kind of cool. Hey, Queen Wolfart. DVD extras for books, which is all of the extra behind the scenes content that they can see. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Then there's why does my HD webcam look all friggin' weird? connecting online, finding the Facebook page and my YouTube channel about the author, and then finally the epilogue. I always have an epilogue hidden at the back of the book. It's after all of the rest of the back matter, right? So, hey, what's up, Hector? So that was the back matter that I created for the ebook, but we are going to duplicate that folder and call it print. Now, this is not something that the compiler formatter has to do. This is something I do before I give them the book, right? So they have the print folder. So now, here's why we do this. You can't say in a print book, you can't say click here. It's a print book. You can't click on the page. It doesn't work that way. So you say visit right there. And you remove this link. Right click and remove link. Right click and remove link. And because it's print, this is going to take them. We want this to take them to my page, basically. When they get the print book, that will be a page on my website. This is not the beginning. You finish reading. It's the first book in the Academy. Interested, you can read it right here. Again, you give them the link, but you don't actually have the link linked to anything because that will not look good in the print edition. Scoville and Black, welcome. I don't know you, or I don't know that I know you, but welcome. Book signed by the author. Remove link. Visit instead of click. Remove link. Visit the link. Remove link. Remove all these links. This is print. Remove link. Remove link. Remove link. Remove link. And then we have the same epilogue formatted in the same way. Okay. So now we're going to export the book to be used for print, right? And we have a preset for this, but I'm going to go through this, and the preset will be handed to the compiler. So the compiler watching this as your training video afterwards, you will already have this preset, but I'm going to show you the components of the preset so that you understand it and can oh wait, we have to do one thing first. But you understand how it works and you can think with it and reconstruct it if you ever needed to. So first we have collections. If you don't see collections, click the collections button in Scrivener and the collections pane will open up, right? New collection. Hello. AJ01 print. Now, whatever you have selected is automatically going to be in there. I don't know why we have the 01 at the beginning, because we already have that. Hey, Sweetie Wrap. Okay, so now for our print collection, we're going to take the whole book, chapter 1 through 31, and we're going to drag that into the print collection. Now we are not, like I said, this CTA to get to sign up for the email list, I don't put that in my print books. So we're just going to drag chapter 1 through 31 into, and you have to make sure that your chapters are open so that you're actually selecting these text files that are in the folders. If the folders are closed, you will not include those scenes in your collection, which is a big problem, obviously. Okay, so you drag those into your print collection, and then you select your print back matter here. All of that. There's nothing in epilogue, but we'll open it anyway. And you drag that into your print collection. So now if you look at your print collection, it's chapters 1 through 31, all of your back matter, and then your epilogue. Okay. So now we go to the compile window, which is, there's a compile button somewhere up here. Compile right there, or you can just hit Command Option E on a Mac. Okay, so your contents. Filter on include documents in collection AJ01 print. Boom. Now everything that's in here is all of your documents that are in your collection. So there you go. Now this is where the compiler has to make sure that all these things are correct, right? So also add front matter, and then you do, oh shoot, we actually need to make that front matter because we didn't. Front matter, print. Oh, that's interesting. This is, I have some Nightblade print stuff in here. Okay, so we will copy the Alchemist's Touch. Oh no, we're not going to, are we? Did I have the right stuff in here? I think I did. Well, no, I'll show how to do it. I'll show how to do it if you're approaching the book newly. Okay, so let's say we have front matter and then we have print, but we have nothing in our print thingy. So we will open what we do is we open an existing Underrealm book, and we copy the front matter from that. And whoever the compiler is for Sterling and Stone, they will obviously have access to the older books. So we'll just take Shadeborn, which is the most recent one. You generally want to copy your front matter. Anything that you copy, you want to copy from your most recent one. So we go to front matter, we do Shadeborn, we do print here, and we do this. Okay, so we have Shadeborn, the folder. We have the copyright. We have Get Mystic for free. Oh, that's weird. We don't actually want that. This is all very bizarre. I wonder why this is this way. It's not supposed to be. Oh, that's right. That's because I got into the habit of copying my front matter from other InDesign files, which I guess we can actually do. That's actually totally fine. Okay. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're not going to do any of this. We're going to not add front matter. We're just going to export the book, okay? So all that stuff I just showed you how to do, forget about it. Sorry. Okay. So now you go through your chapters. First of all, you make sure that everything's included, right? If you have stuff, anything that's not checked here, you wanna make sure it's all checked. You can literally just option click and it will select everything. Now you want to go and you want to make sure that your page breaks are done correctly. So all these things, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are named very, very deliberately, right? If it has a number, that's a chapter. So you want a page break on your chapters. Obviously, it's a new chapter, it starts on a new page. But when you get into the chapters where it's a folder that contains scenes, you want a page break on the folder, but you don't want a page break on the scenes because they are scenes. There is a scene break, not a chapter break. So you don't start a new page for those, okay? You go through, check the rest of the book is all done that way correctly, which it should be. If I'm handing it off to a compiler and a formatter, they're like, I will make sure that that's all correct beforehand, but just that's a double check. Then you go to your back matter, keep reading. All these things have page breaks because all of your CTAs go on their own individual pages, especially your epilogue, which is at the end. Then we have format as print. Where's my print? Oh no, don't tell me I don't have a frickin' print. Oh man, okay, well, good we caught this now, although it sucks that I'm doing it on... Oh, good, okay. So I'm glad we caught this, although it sucks that this happened on the stream. Anyway, it's fine. So we're just going to create a new print standard. Print, we'll call it Underrealm, because it's not just Nightblade. Okay, save. Okay, so now we have saved that. We've saved that setting, and we go to format as print Underrealm. And that is something that is a setting that you can save, and I will get to my compiler. But like I said, we're going to go through all the settings so that you can see how it all works. And you are going to be the standard for that thing is you are going to be compiling it as a Word document. It would be great if you could compile it as a as an InDesign document, but you can't. So thanks, Scrivener. Separators is the first thing. Separators. Separators are things that separate. If two documents are next to each other and there isn't a page break, your separator is what is put in between them instead of a page break. So we only use, in our case, one separator, and that separator is between two text documents. Now you'll see here, when we have two text documents together, they're in a folder together, and they are different scenes in the same chapter. So what our separator is it's our scene break symbol, right? So for each series in Underrealm, they have different scene break symbols. Now let me show you what it is for this one. So you have to have an image in your Scrivener file called break. That will be provided to the compilers. Yes, wisdom pouring from these lips. So that is our break symbol. It's an open book viewed, from the side in profile or something like that. So there you go. So now our separator, the actual text of our separator here is option. There's a blank line here. Option, brackets, $, IMG, break. So that's a Scrivener placeholder tag, right? Scrivener is not necessarily the most user-friendly, intuitive, whatever. So if you can, I'll copy that. Well, yeah, you get the idea. So it's an open, it's an actual blank line, which you can't just hit enter here because it doesn't register that. You have to hit option enter, and then that'll actually create the blank line. So it's blank line, Scrivener placeholder tag for the image, blank line. And so that will put that in between two text documents that don't already have a page break. So now you go to formatting. Formatting is the big doozy. It's the big one. It's how it all, it's where everything gets crazy. Oh wow, and the formatting is totally screwed on this one. Oh, that's fun. Okay, well we'll save this as our new default by the time we're done. So the different by the way, if this is confusing, I greatly apologize. Scrivener is not the most user-friendly, intuitive interface. So I'm going to try and explain everything as best I can. All right. These different levels are how you set the formatting standards that are applied to different types of documents. Different types of documents at different levels. Okay, so here's what I mean by that. Here you've got folders, these little folder icons, right? So these are formatting standards that you apply to folders, okay? Which is literally the folders that you've got over here in your document, okay? But then folders have levels. So level 1 is a top level folder, okay? Top level in the entire Scrivener document. So that's this right here. O1, the Alchemist's Touch, is a level 1 folder. But we don't have any level 1 folders in our current compile. We don't have any level 1 folders included in what we're compiling. So you would think that Scrivener would recognize that whatever our top level folder is, which in this case is our chapters, would then become a level 1 folder. But no, they don't do that. They don't for some reason. So because our chapter folders are contained within the book's folder, They are level 2 folders. Are you confused yet? So the formatting that we set here, and what does make it easier is when you click on level 1, you'll notice that over in your binder, nothing is highlighted, right? If you click on level 2, folders in your binder become highlighted. So that means that that formatting, whatever formatting you're applying, is going to be applied to um, to to whatever's highlighted, right? So here's how we format our chapters. We select the text first, and then we hit Command T to open the fonts window. We use Adobe Garamond Pro font, regular 12-point font. There you go. So that's already set correctly. That's good. We make sure that it's not left, center, or right, but justified. That one over there. Then we hit Command Option T for our tabs. We use a 1/4-inch indents on paragraphs. That's what we do. Not 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is so ugly. Please never let me catch you using 1/2 inch indents. In fact, I've been thinking. So this is what I consider to be the definitive edition of Lord of the Rings. It's a big ass single volume, just a gorgeous. It's a gorgeous book. I love it. I've owned this copy since I was about 11 or 12. You can see the titling is all faded off on the front there, because I've read this once a year since I was like 11 or so. And actually, I've been thinking about making a sort of a move, so to speak, into looking a little bit more like it. And they use less than a 1/4-inch indent on new paragraphs, but that might be a little extreme, so we're not going to do it now. Finally, you set your line spacing, and you access that in here with Command Option, hey the buzz cut, Command Option P, and our line spacing is actually supposed to be 1.3, so I'm confused about why it's set to 1.1 currently. So 1.3, isn't that what we do? Now I want to double check and make sure I'm not going to screw it all up. Oh, we're going to go to InDesign. This is how we get our document from Scrivener to InDesign. And once you've set a standard, then you can pretty much just do it automatically. Like my compiler is going to have to maybe suffer through this video once or maybe twice, and then they'll do it. They'll be able to format the book in like an hour. Yeah, so we use 1.3 line spacing. So, we'll actually select everything, and we'll do Command Option P 1.3 times. That's our line spacing. Some reason we lost our Harrington font, but we had it on our backup drive. Okay, so Then you select your. Then we're going to go and select our title, right? Now the folder titles are not what we use, so we uncheck the title box here. Okay. What we do, is we go to section layout, and then we go to title prefix and suffix. And this is weird. We actually don't. We put this in the suffix. Wow. Somehow this all got messed up. So we use the Scrivener placeholder tag bracket $W bracket, and what that does is it does an incrementing number, but as a spelled out word, right? So instead of a numeral 1, it does 1 like this, right? And then we have a paragraph here, a line break, P, enter. That's what that symbol means. And then you do OK. So then you select all this, hit Command T for your font window, and that is going to be Harrington font. And what size do we use again? I don't remember. 32. 32-point font. We actually want 2 lines there. And it's going to be centered. Why is it looking so weird? Why can't I scroll up? Well, that's fun. Anyway, I don't know why it's doing that. But hopefully it won't look like that when we actually export it. Heh. Okay. The other thing you should notice here is page padding. Yeah, doo-doo. Hello, my words. Me words? Me words. Me words. Page padding. For the Underrealm books, we have 16 lines of page padding. That's just to create the unique look that we have for our chapters, which is this. This is what my new chapter pages look like. I don't know how well that's showing up on the stream. Not too badly. So this is what our pages look like, right? I like that look. So 16 lines of page padding gives us that look. Then we're going to go in section layout, title appearance, title, prefix, and suffix. You should just set them all as lowercase. First page, number of words to make uppercase. You will notice at the beginning of the pages, at the beginning of each chapter, we have 5 words that are uppercase, but we use small caps. And so what that does is it creates a little thing where your first 5 words, I'm sure that's not going to look great at all, but there you go. They look like that. Make that a little bit bigger here. So they are uppercase, but they're in caps, but they're small caps, so that they look that way. And that's just something that a lot of books do, a lot of fantasy books do, etc., etc. So number of words uppercase 5, use small caps. Okay, good. So that is, we have now set the formatting for our folders, which are chapters. Okay? But we're not done. So now we need to duplicate that formatting style for our text files, which are chapters. So that's our level 2. As you can see here, we select level 2 text documents, and they're over there, and they also need the same formatting. Okay? So section layout, this is all set correctly, it looks like, although this is supposed to be in the suffix, and you have 2 lines separating them. Okay? So now all this stuff becomes 1.3. I guess there is only supposed to be 1. Does the folder look correct now? Yeah, I don't know why that's looking so weird when I do it that way, but there you go. So level 2 text file. So now we're going to make this. Hello, computer. Why are you freezing on me? Harrington, 32. Yeah, it's doing it again. Oh, yay. Oh, how I love that. And then you make sure that your regular font is the way that it's supposed to be. Adobe Garamond Pro, regular, 13. That's right. We do use 13 size font, which I didn't do before. Fucking Scrivener. God damn it. Okay, there we go. This is one of those times when Scrivener just like anyway. I do love Scrivener. It just it also sucks in a lot of ways. But there you go. Okay, now you want to go to your level 3 text documents. That's your scenes. The main thing, you want to make sure there's no title selected. There's nothing in the title prefix and suffix. There's no page padding. You select all the font, 1.3, line height, and then your tabs are correct, and make sure that your font is correct. Adobe Garamond Pro, regular 13-point font. There you go. Yeah, no, this is my print formatting. Yes, it will definitely be on YouTube, Mary Duke. Don't worry. Okay, and then we have level 4 text documents. So now this is only for our our back matter CTAs, right? So all this font is going to be Adobe Garamond Pro. We don't use different fonts. We don't use Harrington in our back matter CTAs. We do have our title be bold, and it's 24 point. Okay. Again, Format Compiler, if you're watching this and you're beginning to despair, this will all be in a preset. You are not going to have to worry about any of this. Hopefully, I'm just doing it so that if something goes wrong, you can go back through this and sort it all out. This is education for you. Okay. So we got that. And now, finally, we need to set our level 3 folder, which is only one document in our entire book. It's our epilogue. And the reason that that is a folder and not a text file is the same stupid thing where I can't change the formatting on this one document, because if it were a text file, in the book, that one doesn't have an epilogue. In the book, the epilogue is going to say epilogue. It's not going to say the chapter number, right? So I can't set formatting to say it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So anyway, level 3 folder is going to have the title, okay? Section layout, there's nothing here. There's a single line on the suffix. The page padding is 16 lines. There you go. You set your title and the line after it to Harrington, plain, 32. Okay, good. You make sure your font is the way that it's supposed to be. Adobe Garamond Pro, regular, 13. Make sure that your line spacing on everything is the way it's supposed to be. Command Option P, 1.3 lines. Okay, good. And now it looks like we have done everything that we need to format. If we click through our other levels of documents, everything's covered, or it doesn't exist in our document. Okay. Title adjustments. These are the settings I use. But I don't know how much they matter. I never touch or adjust these. So there you go. That's the settings that I use. You can just screenshot and copy it if you want to. Layout, again, this is what I do. These are the settings that I use. There you go. Transformations, these are the settings that I use. Nothing auto converts. Oh, remove all hyperlinks is actually supposed to be in there. For this, right? If we were formatting an ebook, we would not select that, right? But this is print. Remove all hyperlinks. That way, if you missed any links when you were removing them from the back matter, it's all good. Hey, Carl Ice, how's it going? Replacements. I don't have any replacements. Statistics. I don't think this actually matters because I don't actually do statistics. Tables. I don't have tables. Footnotes and comments. Remove inline annotations. Very important. Also, remove inspector comments. Very important. I don't know why that wasn't checked. But if you have comments in your documents, which if you're working collaboratively with someone, or if you just leave yourself comments in your books, if you don't check these, the comments are going to be in your book when you publish it. I have actually done that, and they were comments that had curse words in them, like modern day curse words, like a comment to myself, note to self, make Damaris even more of a fucking bitch in this scene. So that comment was in my book, okay? Please make sure these are checked. Page settings. We don't really care about any of this because it's all going to change in InDesign anyway. Metadata doesn't really matter here because, again, for print, we don't care. RTF compatibility, we don't care. Quick front override, we don't care. But I just clicked on them so you could see my settings. So now that I have fixed this preset, which I don't know why it wasn't fixed in the first place, I'm going to go to Manage Compile Format Presets. I'm going to select Print Underrealm, and I'm going to click Update because now I have a new template. Okay, so now anytime I need to export another print book for Underrealm in any of the series, I just have to go Compile Window, Format as Print Underrealm, and all these things will be taken care of. And my compiler, or the new Sterling and Stone compiler, they're going to have these presets, and when they're exporting a book, they can just use the existing presets. Okay? Okay. So now we compile, and we're compiling to a Word document. Desktop, working books, Academy journals, print, interior files. The Alchemist Touch paperback interior. In fact, the paperback interior and the hardcover interior are virtually identical, except they have different ISBNs at the beginning. So we're going to do all our formatting on the paperback version. All of the changing this and the CTAs and the depth formatting and back and forth and the whole deal. We're going to do all that stuff. And then we're just going to save a new copy of the document. And we're going to change the ISBN in the front. And that becomes our hardcover edition. Okay? Compiling a book to print usually takes a little bit. God, I have to wrap this up. I might not be able to complete this in this session because I actually have a podcast interview in 15 minutes. So I think we're going to open it up in InDesign. We're going to do some initial work, and then we're going to stop, and we'll complete the stream at another time. InDesign. All right. New documents. Number of pages, 600. Probably won't be that many. Actually, no. We should. Yeah, 600 probably won't be that many. We just overshoot because we can just delete things off the end. I have a document preset print 5 by 5 by 5 by 8 by 5.5 by 8.5. There we go. That's my print editions. Start page number is 1. I mean, you can see all these settings here, right? Width is 5.5 inches. Height is 5.5 inches. Columns number 1. Gutter 0.1667 inches. Margins, kind of important. Margins is something that you need to get your specs from CreateSpace. So depending on how big your book is, they have minimum margin requirements. Okay, so make sure you follow those. For me, these are the margins that I've established over quite a long time of publishing. It's 0.75 all the way around the page, except on the inside where it's 0.875. Bleed and slug. To be completely honest, I don't totally know what that is, but mine are all set to 0, which is what I had from the very beginning. So there you go. Okay, we click our new document. There we go. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. So now we have this is our book, right? Except that there's obviously nothing in the book. Okay. We have our pages view open. I just always leave this open. It's very useful to have. And we have a master pane here. I just want you to note that that's going to be kind of important. So a lot of this stuff is actually going to be copied from earlier editions of the book, right? So we have, oh, we're going to have to come up with new page thingy dingies. Oh, that's exciting. Never had to do that before. Okay, so like this is the Nightblade book, right? Nightblade, this is the title page. Then you have the copyright page, my dedication, a CTA for Mystic, and then the what I call the half title page, which is like a secondary title page where the title is a little bit smaller. I'm not going to have the CTA. The CTA is only going to be this CTA is for Nightblade, and I don't have a CTA to get the next book of the Academy Journals, right? So a lot of the stuff is just going to be copied over. We need to create a title page for the Academy Journals. We're going to copy the copyright page and all this sort of thing. But the first thing that we do is we're going to drag the actual book file in. So we go back to our Alchemist Touch file. Then we go to Finder. We grab... We just did print interior files. So this is the document we just created from Scrivener, right? We're just going to literally drag it in. Some fonts might need to be replaced. So Adobe Garamond Pro bold. Adobe Garamond Pro bold. Because the way that Word calls its fonts and the way InDesign calls its fonts is different. Once again, it would be fantastic if Scrivener could just export to InDesign, but it can't. So once you find the correct thing, you do change all. Adobe Garamond Pro italic, regular italic, change all. So now Harrington is our chapter title font. Then we have in here Helvetica bold. I don't know if Helvetica is actually in our document anywhere, but just in case, if it says Helvetica, it's supposed to be Garamond Pro. So we're going to change Helvetica bold to Adobe Garamond Pro bold. This happens every once in a while. I don't really know why it pops up, but we're just going to change it anyway. Helvetica oblique. Oblique is another term for italic. Adobe Garamond Pro italic, change all. And Helvetica regular, Adobe Garamond Pro regular. Again, we're not changing Harrington because that's our chapter title font. Okay? Good. Done. Children are having a fun time outside. So now it's got this little thing next to our mouse icon, right? So what we do is we go to the top left corner of the first page, hold Shift and click. And what it does is it creates a rolling text pane that goes on throughout the whole book. And now it has filled in our entire book all the way until the end, which is probably going to be like 370 pages in or something like that. Okay. Ooh, stop. There we go. Okay, so it's 305, but it's actually ending a little bit prematurely, so that's fine. So now we remember, right, that we had in Nightblade, we had all these pages of front matter. So we have the title page, we have the copyright page, the dedication page, a page that's going to be blank in the Academy Journals, and then we have the half title page. And then one more blank page because you always want your chapter to start on the right, your first chapter to start on the right side of the book, right? So I have in Shadeborn, for example, this is the half title page, and then there is a blank page, and then the book starts. You always start on the right-hand page. So what that means is that we are going to insert 6 pages before the beginning of the book, right? And the way that we do that is we go over here to the Pages pane, select the first page, right-click, insert pages, 6 pages before page 1. And the master you set to none because you don't want any headers, footers, none of that stuff, okay? And then boom, just like that, you got 6 blank pages, and then your book starts. So now we're going to do two more things. Two more things that you always do at the beginning of the book, and then I got to go. So we're going to go to our text tool with T, select in here, and Command A to select everything, right? Hyphenate. Hyphenate everything. What that does is it automatically calculates words. Damn it. Come on, hyphenate. There we go. It automatically calculates words that can be hyphenated to make it look better. So here, moments, right? Everything got crammed together here so that moments would fit on the page. We hyphenate, and it splits it up, and the spacing and the kerning looks a lot better, okay? Now, however, you will notice that, like here, for example, the last line of this paragraph goes all by itself over onto this page. That's ugly. So again, text tool, click in, select everything. Command Option B on a Mac. Command Option B, Command Option K. Command Option K, that's what I meant. Keep lines together. At start and end of a paragraph, start 2 lines and end 2 lines. That makes it, that adjusts lines so that they stay together. So this one, it just moved the second to last line onto the next page so that it stuck with the last line. That is basically called widows and orphans, and that's a thing that you just want to make sure that your book has. Okay. So now we're going to go to the end of the book because an interesting thing is going to happen. So, remember how when we first dropped the book in, it created a rolling text pane that went through all of the pages of the book, right? So now what happened is when we did our hyphenation and we did handled our widows and orphans, it lengthened the overall length of the book, and it pushed it past the end of the text pane, okay? And that's when you see this little red plus sign here. So when that happens, you click on the little red plus sign, and you might get this sign a couple times while you're formatting the book, so just keep an eye out for it if the book ends abruptly. And again, it asks you to load the rest of the document in. You go to the top left corner of the next page, hold Shift, and click. And what the hell? Why aren't you... What is happening? InDesign? What are you doing? We're going to open the file real quick and just make sure that there is more after the end of the book. Yeah, there is. What the hell are you doing? InDesign. Oh, I think it's having a problem with my images. Okay, so that's an interesting thing to note. I did not know that would be a problem. Okay, good. So this is the thing that'll happen sometimes. So you have, hey, Alex, how's it going? So you have images in the back of your book, right? So let's delete these images really quick and see if it works now. Let's get rid of all of them. Okay, we save that. We go back to InDesign. We might have to drag in the entire document again because it might have just sort of saved a version of it. Yeah, okay, so that's not going to work until we get rid of the images and drag the whole image back in. So this is one of the annoying things where it's like, if Scrivener would just go to InDesign, it would be so much better. But at this point, I have to go. I have to go do an interview and a phone call. So thank you so much for watching. I will tune back in as soon as I am done talking. And there we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching afterwards on YouTube. If you are watching, stay tuned for the next video coming as soon as I can do the streaming. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.